Hello guys, welcome to a new Get Rekt gaming news video, and today we're going over not every announced title at the Nintendo Direct and the PlayStation State of Play that were on one day. We got a lot of new announcements and news from these two live streams. I promised you in the previous video that I would do this video. I'm 3 days late with this because I was traveling while this happened, and I did not have the chance to film it. At least I did have the chance, but it was a very small 1 day window. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna do this later. So we're going over the most important updates and announcements of these two live streams. Now, when it comes to Nintendo Direct, that was pretty long, it was 40 minutes. I'm not going over everything that got announced there, because some of these games are very small or were not really that noteworthy. I will go over the most noteworthy ones, shall I say. So sit back, relax, enjoy, take a beverage, and let's get on with the news. So, I'm back with the magic of editing. Now I am smaller on the left side somewhere here at the screen with the magic of OBS. We're going over every major announcement, at least not everything. Like I said in the intro, I was like, hey, let's, with the Nintendo Direct, let's just take every trailer. I had this big brain moment instead of the whole live stream. I do have that for the PlayStation Showcase because the State of Play, because that one wasn't that long. It's 20 minutes. I can scroll pretty fast to it, to the biggest announcements. So yeah, let's start. Basically the biggest announcement, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which is now called Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, the trailer doesn't show much. It shows some of the panels, like they always do in the Zelda games. If you've ever played one, they show some of the lore that happens in between with wars and stuff like that. But they show some footage of... They ended the Nintendo Direct with this title, and I'm so hyped for this. I really liked Breath of the Wild, the first one. And we see some of the new powers, or I think it's the same powers that he had in the first game with the moving objects, while putting the time around you still. But he uses it to lift up stuff in the air. So I think you have new kinds of puzzles that you can use with the powers. I don't know if we will see actual new powers. That would be awesome. And we see this storm here in the background that I wanted to quickly mention. And I think that's the way how they are going to lock off certain parts of the open world. If you do a certain temple or puzzle, then you might be able to go there. We have some climbing, skydiving. Yeah, it doesn't really show much, but it shows off the title, which we have been waiting for a long time. Tears of the Kingdom. It sounds like a darker game than the first one. What I hope for this one of my main criticisms with Breath of the Wild was how the storytelling was too fragmented with these memories. It allows for freedom, of course, but I do like the more storytelling direction from Ocarina of Time, or like the more original Zelda games. So I hope they can make a little bit more of a interweave storytelling, but still have the freedom of Breath of the Wild. That's very difficult. I don't know how they can do that. And I also want the older style of dungeons back. I liked the beasts in the first Breath of the Wild, but I like the older style dungeons with and the thing is, you had like 4 main dungeons in Breath of the Wild, and then all these small really small dungeons with a little puzzle. I like just... I don't need like these 100 small dungeons. I just want like 6 to 8 very big good ones, if you understand what I'm meaning. I wouldn't really care if they would scale down the small dungeons to like only, let's say 25 instead of 100, and then have big six dungeons. But they can now reuse a lot of assets, so maybe they can do more with this game. And they also give us a release date that's pretty hype. 5th May 2023. That's still some time, but not too long as well. I'm very hyped. I will definitely be playing this. So, that's all for Zelda. Let's go to Pikmin. I'm not a big Pikmin fan by any means. I never played the Pikmin games. But to show off some of the environment, shall I say, there isn't much gameplay. It's just basically a teaser trailer. But Pikmin is a big IP for Nintendo, so that's pretty nice. I can't really say much on Pikmin because I've never played these games. I wanted to see like something like Metroid appear. Metroid Prime 4 has been announced for a very long time. It wasn't here. So that's too bad. But for the Pikmin fans out there, that's pretty cool. I don't think there was a release date. Only 2023. So next year. That's Pikmin. Let's go to Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is a franchise that I am now a fan of after 3 Houses. I'm a new Fire Emblem fan. And this was a pretty big surprise because I've heard the rumors of a new Fire Emblem. And here they show a lot. They show story stuff. And then they have a cinematic introducing the main character. And it's supposed to be that you, if I'm right, you can summon the old main characters from other Fire Emblem games in this Fire Emblem game to help you or something in battle. I really need to play the older Fire Emblem games. I'm very interested in them now after 3 Houses. Yeah, this was a very good start to start the show with. You see some gameplay, turn-based combat here. It has a little bit of a different style from 3 Houses, in my opinion, with the environments. It's a bit, I don't know. It looks a little bit different.
I've had my eye on you.
Or maybe it doesn't. I'm just crazy. No, the art style does look a bit different in some way. Can't really explain how. It looks a little bit lighter tone. While 3 Houses was maybe a bit darker tone. But as in architecture and stuff and color stuff. In my opinion, so you have the shops, a town that you are in. A lot of Fire Emblem stuff that you're used to, probably if you are a fan, you know what you're seeing. But this was a very good showing, and it's the release date. It's coming out like in January. It's like Nintendo is pulling this out of their pocket. Yeah, here's Fire Emblem, new Fire Emblem game in like January. That's unbelievable how they do this. So 20th of January next year, basically the first big game of 2023 will be a Fire Emblem game, which is really cool. Love this announcement, and I will be looking forward to this myself. So next game I have here is Master Detective Archives Raincoat. This is not a new game, but it's for the creators of Danganronpa. I've never played that series, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, of good storytelling. But this jumped out to me because it's a 3D game, and the creators of Danganronpa aren't really known for 3D gameplay. It's 2D-ish, like a visual novel. And this is a big jump up in the production value. And I did not hear of this game, I think. It's Raincoat, and it was already announced, apparently. It looked pretty interesting, and it has this detective narrative style of storytelling, just like the previous games. You can explore this, like, I don't know how big the city will be. I'm interested in it to see more. Maybe I will play the Danganronpa games beforehand to get some form of opinion. But this looked pretty interesting to me, and I don't know if it has... No, okay, so it has no release date. It's for next year. Spring. Well, there is a window, I suppose. Yeah, it looks interesting. I will be keeping my eye on this one, and I think it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive.
Nautical nonsense begins when SpongeBob and Patrick make a wish that unravels the very fabric of the universe.
So SpongeBob, there were a lot of fans of the previous SpongeBob game, so that's why I'm including the SpongeBob game here. I've not played the remake yet. I don't know what it's called. Rehydrated something. But this looked also pretty fun to me. If you have children, fun platformer to do with your children, younger players. Looks fun, platforming stuff. No release date. I don't know if there's a release date, to be honest. Maybe there's in the description. No. Okay, so I don't see a release date for this one. Probably next year somewhere. Maybe even this year. I don't know. Next, Tales of Symphonia. A pretty big GRPG. Old GRPGs getting a remaster. That was a pretty notable announcement.
A person known as the Chosen One must descend the tower.
But it's a remaster, so the graphics look pretty the same. It's not a remake by any means, so I'm going to go quickly over this. Release date early next year. So that's pretty awesome. I'm a new Tales fan after Vesperia. I played that one, and Tales of Arise, of course. I reviewed Arise for Ace Ice YouTube channel. Really cool game. Was in my top 10 last year, I think, when it came. Was it last year? I think it came out last year. So I will be eyeing this one because I never got to play this Tales of. Then we got news on Crisis Core.
Experience the events leading up to Final Fantasy VII in this exhilarating action RPG.
I'm a big Final Fantasy VII fan, so this is up my alley. They made the combat system a little bit more in line with Final Fantasy VII Remake, as well as the textures. But it's really faithful to the original.
Enhanced HD graphics, an updated combat system, and new soundtrack arrangements.
Ah, nice.
Final Fantasy VII Reunion launches on Nintendo Switch December 13th.
Okay, so there's no release date in the... They just say it's December 13th. That's pretty cool. I will be buying this myself. I was afraid at first that this game would release next year in January or February or winter, but they still were able to pull this off for December, which I'm very happy with. Let's go to Octopath Traveler first. This was a big surprise. Octopath Traveler has a lot of new fans. Square Enix RPG. They pioneered the new 2D HD art style, and it looks amazing. I love the first game. And they have a new set of characters, 8 characters with their own backstory.
Game in the Octopath Traveler series.
It still looks cool. Yeah, there's a ship traveling. Don't know, was that in the first one? I can't remember. I think this game will be bigger and scaled than the first one. And maybe you can, like, they show a A house? Building a
8
house?
new travelers embark on a journey through the land of
Yeah, this looks awesome.
With that, we could
I love this art style.
Conflict, without bloodshed.
I still have to finish Live a Life.
People's faces, just like Mama.
I'm hitting the road. I'll be back once I eliminate that devil.
They introduced the characters. They sound pretty interesting, even better in my opinion than the first characters.
Day and night.
So there's a dynamic day and night cycle. Okay.
Lord knows well the ways of the world.
What will
I don't know if
happen
it's
when the
open
paths
world. I don't think so.
That big realm.
Let's go, Temenos.
Jesus.
Like dinosaurs.
And surprise release date February. So it's coming out soon as well, just like Fire Emblem. Unbelievable. So you have 2 big RPGs, one after another for Nintendo. Fire Emblem and then Octopath Traveler the next month. Really amazing. I really love these announcements. Coming next year, I will also be playing this and probably maybe reviewing it for Ace Ice. Cannot wait. Really hyped. So that's all the stuff I have for the Nintendo Direct. Oh shit, I forgot about Bayonetta. So I had to search for a new trailer, the Bayonetta trailer, because I wasn't able to watch it. I am normally signed into YouTube, but I'm using a different browser for you guys while I'm filming. So let's go over the Bayonetta. This was not in the Nintendo Direct, by the way, because there was a shorter version. This is a long-form gameplay that was released after the Direct. But they go into in-depth showing of the gameplay.
Even new players can perform hair-raising combos with ease. Of course, there's more to Bayonetta than just attacking. Dodge incoming attacks at just the right moment to activate Witch Time, slowing down time for a brief moment. Seize this opportunity
Yeah,
to
it looks
dish out
awesome.
some
Just like the previous Bayonetta games, I played them. I'm a big fan of the Bayonetta franchise. And I've been waiting very long for this 3rd game.
even
showing
unrun
up boss
witches
battles.
need a little extra help when taking on larger-than-life monsters. Exposed to attacks while summoning, so be sure to keep an eye on her.
So she can summon these monsters and use them in combat. She can also use them for environmental exploration.
You also want to keep an eye on this gauge too, as summoning demons consumes Bayonetta's magic. Knowing when to switch between commanding infernal demons and controlling Bayonetta is a wicked way to keep your foes on their toes.
They show some story stuff as well.
The mysterious witch in training, Viola, holds the key
And the new
to this
character
story.
Viola, which you can play as. She plays differently with different
Viola's approach
mechanics.
to combat is slightly different to the titular witch. For example, Viola can activate Witch Time by blocking incoming attacks at the right time.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I recommend you guys looking at this gameplay yourself if you have some spare time. And the release date is still, of course, 28th, 10/12 this year. 28 October next month, basically. I'm really hyped for this game. That's all that they had in the Nintendo Direct. Let's go over to the PlayStation State of Play, because this video is already getting pretty long. So the first announcement at the State of Play that they had was Tekken 8, I believe. I'm going to lower this volume because there might be copyrighted music. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the Tekken franchise. I've never really played them either, but I'm not a big fighting gamer myself. But it looks really cool for the Tekken fans out there. It was a strong showing to start off with a bigger IP like this. Really nice. I don't know if there was a release date. No, okay, nothing. Just teaser trailer. So the next game was a Star Wars VR game. I don't know if this is exclusive or that this is a port by any means. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I don't really play these like VR titles. I have an Oculus Rift, Oculus Quest 2. It had pretty awkward showing as well, but showing of VR titles is pretty difficult in general, because filming that for the trailers it's not really cinematic. You have the weird camera shaking for the head. But it was a noteworthy title. I don't know if it's just a release date. In development next year. Okay. And then we had a very cool announcement. I think this is... Yakuza. One of my favorite franchises. And they are finally bringing Yakuza Ishin to the West. This is a game that was stuck on the Japanese market for a long time. And they finally decided to not only bring this title to the West, they are also remaking it with new textures to bring it up to, shall I say, modern standards. And this trailer is pretty cool. With the typical Yakuza music soundtrack. Probably my most hyped announcement in this show, State of Play. That's always over the top. And Kiryu's back. Of course, his name here isn't Kiryu. It's something else, I believe, but it's basically Kiryu. With all the cast of the Yakuza games. Majima as well. And this is coming in February 2023. And I think the release date has already been given at the RGG Summit as well, where they announced 2 other Yakuza games, by the way. Yakuza 8 and a sequel to Yakuza 6, where you play as Kiryu, what happened to him. So 3 Yakuza games are coming in the span of 1.5 years. It's amazing. If you are a Yakuza fan, you are absolutely happy. For some reason, they want to change the name to Like a Dragon instead of Yakuza. Like a Dragon is, I believe, the Japanese name officially. And I think they had some licensing problems with the Yakuza name, so that's why they are changing it. And I think it's coming out 21st or 23rd. It's not on this trailer, but it's around that period. But in February, so big game for me in February as well. God damn it. And I, of course, have to review this because I love Yakuza, the franchise. Then, what's next?
Hello, madam.
We had a new Hogwarts Legacy trailer.
I think you will find my terms quite generous.
There wasn't much of Hogwarts Legacy in this trailer. It was a pretty small trailer. I think for just the exclusive stuff that PlayStation will have, exclusive quests, I believe. You have some gameplay shots, shall I say. It doesn't show much. It's a small trailer. Just to say, hey, PlayStation is getting exclusive stuff for Hogwarts Legacy. Still looking forward. Also February. February is going to kill me. Oh my god. Oh, so many titles. My wallet isn't happy. And as you can see here, exclusive quest. That's pretty cool. So the next game that they announced is this driving survival game. Was pretty interesting. I think it's gameplay. Yeah. And I don't know what the heck this is. It looks like a horror-ish game, but with survival elements. Looks pretty interesting. Pacific Drive, it's called. AA title, I think. Then this next game is really cool. I've been following this for a long time. It looks like Nier Automata. It's, I think, a Chinese developer. It was called Project Eve. with this girl.
건가요?
아니,
And they show off some story stuff, character stuff.
이대로 간다면
And it has a very cool combat system.
절대적이야. 이 레거시는 믿을 수 없어요. 그렇죠? 그렇다고 말해줘요.
여기 있는 누구도 그 손길이 닿은 적은 없어.
Yeah, this looks very interesting to me.
버려진
And it's supposed to come out next year. I don't know if there's a release date for it. And they changed the name. So it was first Project Eve, but now it's called Stellar Blade. Really cool name. And I don't know if there's a release date next year. Okay, so they don't give any window, shall I say. Then this next game was very cool. We have a new Japanese feudal Japan-ish game. After Ghost of Tsushima, I just want more of like historical Japanese settings, and it's by Team Ninja, who are also doing Wulong Dynasty.
3 centuries of the Tokugawa's repressive rule. The black ships.
And this looks more story-based to me. It's supposed to be an RPG. This was probably my second favorite announcement here.
Those who embrace the new and the Ronin. A warrior.
Rise of the Ronin. Yeah, I mentioned this in my previous video yesterday, and I showed some of the gameplay already in my video. Looks really neat.
I will watch over you all.
Yeah, atmospheric.
Blades carve a new future.
Role-playing as a samurai. We need more samurai games. I love the setting. I love Japan, Japanese history. We need more of this stuff. I just hope with this game that it's not a Souls-like, because the last games Team Ninja has done are Souls-likes, and for so far that I've seen in this trailer with the gameplay, it doesn't look like a Souls-like. It looks more just like an action adventure kind of open world title. Exclusive to PlayStation 5, coming 2024. So that's a long ways off. But I am hyped for this game. I want to see more next year. And then we have the big news, God of War Ragnarok. They show off a trailer of an exclusive controller. We don't care about that, because after this, they showed off the actual new gameplay trailer for the game.
Everyone keeps secrets.
My most anticipated game for this year. I love the first one. And they show off story stuff, gameplay. Next to Breath of the Wild 2, one of the biggest games that was shown off today. I mean Tears of the Forgotten Kingdom. I really need to get that name in my head, because...
Is it a god of war we came to find?
Yeah, it still looks great.
You don't really want war, do you, Kratos?
This might be Odin, I think. I'm not sure.
All that blood.
They showed a lot of stuff in this trailer.
On your son's hands.
What is it you will not tell me?
I can't talk about it, but I just need you to trust me.
We follow your every whim.
But you don't believe in any of it.
And still I follow. Because all that matters is that you are safe.
But that's not all that matters. Who's keeping you?
I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying this stuff. The Valkyries from the first game. Oh damn! Looks brutal. Oh my god! Big enemies. Brutal combat. Yeah, this is the stuff I want to see. Finishers.
In your lifetimes, has
Just pure fun.
Ever worshipped you? Ever prayed to you?
Cinematic as well.
Can you even imagine that?
And then at the end, they show. Oh, this is also really cool with the wolf. So in Norse mythology, these wolves are chasing the sun and the moon, I believe. And when they are able to catch them, that's when Ragnarok is starting, I believe. I could be wrong.
Not because it is written.
Look at these environments. What the f is there? What is that? Oh man. And then we have Tyr, the Norse god of war. Yeah, the fight against Thor. That's going to be really cool.
Make our own destiny.
Still coming, 11th of November. This was the showstopper. Yeah, this state of play was really cool. God of War, Yakuza Ishin, the new Rise of the Ronin IP, which I'm excited for. This state of play was very strong in my opinion. Even though I'm not a Tekken fan, Tekken was also there as a world premiere. Really strong state of play. Nintendo Direct was also pretty strong in my opinion. Let me know, guys, in the comment section down below which games you are looking forward to most. I'm looking forward most to God of War, Zelda, and Yakuza, and the Rise of Ronin game. If you like this video, give me a like. That would be amazing. Subscribe to my channel. That would also be very cool. Visit my social media in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next Get Rekt Gaming news video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.